Now live.
This broadcast is live. So are all
Finally
people seeing? You're seeing it now?
Yep, live on YouTube.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome. This is our weekly Who's Line gathering. You see, we have the esteemed Ryan, Mr. Colin, my brother Jonathan. And I think we're waiting for Aisha. So we just wanted to log in, say hey to you folks, remind you to tell your friends. This is how Who's Line Is It Anyway has stayed on the air after what has seemed like 67 years.
I have to say, I am really, really happy that Ryan is here before Aisha.
yeah,
Because she was sort of, making fun of you.
she did, because it was on a different platform. I don't know where we go. Do we go to radio after this? If this gets canceled?
Well, Who's Line started off as a radio show.
So it's the circle of life, Wayne. It's the circle of life.
We could probably do a USO for Space Force.
I can't wait for Space Force.
Oh, it's going to be the uniforms are going to be so cool.
This is one of them right now.
It's very nice.
Hey, Wayne, can you turn your Colin Ryan? Does Wayne sound low in volume to you guys?
A little bit.
Yeah.
How's this? Hello? 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 Better?
No.
It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can hear you.
Does it sound like it's coming from another room?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I think I know what to do. I think what happens is
Go in the other room.
What's happening with Ryan's picture?
Fine. Look, hey, you know what? I'm here before you.
You know what? We all have to have some tiny win, and I'm going to give this win to you, Ryan, because you're completely sideways.
What's happening?
Was he not
What?
sideways for you guys?
What did you say?
Ryan's picture is sideways.
Oh, it's not for us.
That's for you.
Oh,
Oh, that's just how I see you, Ryan.
I guess maybe.
Yeah.
What you mean, lying down?
Yeah. No, just like your frame is turned to the side. That's so
everybody else
funny
is-
that I'm the only one that sees that on my computer.
I think
My
that's
computer has feelings about you.
I think that's the penalty for being last.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take it, guys.
Wait.
I'm late.
Is Greg coming on?
I don't think so.
I'm late because I had to make myself a drink.
Chip might join us because he's the fourth chair tonight.
Oh,
Oh, Chip
Oh.
is the fourth chair. That's great.
Interesting.
whatever happened to him?
I don't know. I don't know. Did
The
you just
only
notice-
question
did you
we
just
get more
notice
than
he's missing?
Yeah.
whatever happened to Chip is why it would be great if Who's Line was on the air again. I'd love it if they bring that show back. And also poor Chip Eston, he's had nothing to do since then. Let's get him back on TV.
Yeah, no kidding.
What's up, Aisha Tyler?
Hi, Wayne Brady. Hey guys, Jonathan, how do you make the frame like full frame? I don't understand the software. This is new software for us, right?
We're using a new software. You want to make it full? It's not full frame for you.
Yeah, so it fills up the whole screen. Can I do that?
So if you use Chrome, you'll fill up the whole screen. If you use Firefox, it'll just be that smaller square.
Copy you. Okay, I'm on Firefox.
What's great about it is, for example, if I see a text or someone asks a question, all I have to do is click it, and now Smart S says, "Please tell Wayne I love them in Geppetto."
Oh, this is really cool.
Oh,
So much.
I love it.
wait. Wayne was in Geppetto
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Geppetto?
I
with
played
with Drew. You mean Drew's Geppetto?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were in that.
Outside of Who's Line, I played a magician, and I had a song with him.
I never spotted that, and I've seen the movie 13 times.
Well, maybe you saw the good version.
Geppetto is like our Wizard of Oz at my house. Every Christmas. And,
I love that he's seen the movie this many times and had no idea that you were in it, Wayne.
no,
Me in Geppetto, right?
no, I never saw Geppetto.
He plays the only black character in Geppetto, right?
Oh, really?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, wow.
Me and Usher. So there were two.
Oh, nice. I just have to say, Ryan, from the way
You know
you're
what?
singing, you look like you're auditioning for My 600-Pound Life.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
I don't have some chicken, but I don't know whether to have the skin or the meat. I could only have one. skinner than me.
Apparently, he's also seen that show as many times as he's
I love that show. I
Geppetto.
love the. You're gonna have to go home and lose 500 pounds. It's Mr. Wiggins is the doctor. You're gonna have to lose Mr. 500 pounds if you want this surgery. You know, I've seen it. You kidding? I love that show.
We are not mocking those people.
No, we're not mocking heavy people. We're mocking
No.
Dr. Wiggins, apparently.
Hey, Jonathan, let's get questions because what we've been hearing the past couple of weeks is that the folks would really like to be able to ask you guys questions, and so let's just roll some through.
Oh,
Here's one. Darny Darklighter.
Nope.
Nope.
No,
That's actually not the one I clicked on. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Jarrell Griffin wants to know what it was like working with Robin Williams.
I think it was pretty much a highlight for all of us. He immediately raised our energy like 125%.
and it's never returned there since.
No, it really hasn't. And lovely. One of those guys who knows the names within seconds. Oh, look at that.
When is that, Ryan?
that's when he was doing Jumanji, whatever year that was.
And that was him with Neil Patrick Harris?
You're going to have to go home and lose that face and get another face.
I don't know how many years that joke is going to laugh or going to last. It keeps lasting
forever.
Well,
I remember when Drew was heavy. He was laying on the ground and someone froze him. I think it might have been Colin. And Colin was a detective drawing the outline. He goes, "We're going to need more chalk." Yeah.
that's what it is.
True story. That's a Drew story. A Drew story.
A Drew story.
Working with
I love
Robin
Drew.
was, like Colin said, one of the highlights, but it still is one of my life highlights because I grew up idolizing him, and much like I think he loved Jonathan Winters, I think we all loved him, and to be on screen with him, and he was so Robin Williams who could think of anything. Right before we started, the song that they threw at us, something about we have to get this guy, and then we ended up doing a land of Plain song or something, a gospel. He turned to me and he said, "I'm so nervous. You've got me, right?" Robin Williams said that I just about shit my pants right there. I mean, again. So
I would
like
have said,
your nightly pants shit that you do before every show, right? Okay, here we go.
Wayne, I would have said, "I'm getting mine. You get yours."
get your my brother.
It's a race to the orgasm.
Hey, Wayne, your volume's still pretty low. People are not hearing you well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was just me. Are you far away from your microphone?
Yeah, he's in another room.
Yeah, he's very rich, guys. He's very rich and successful.
How's this?
Who would you like to guess on Whose Line?
Can I answer really quickly? You guys are going to have a better answer than this for this than I am. But I just want to say it's fun to have guests on, and we always enjoy it. And we've had some pretty good ones, especially when we had singing guests like Wanya Morris from Boyz II Men and stuff, where like they're great singers and they can improvise. This is going to sound a little unfair, but the guys are so good that sometimes the guest disrupts the vibe a little bit. Like, we have to care for them, and I think you guys care for our guests really well, and you make it fun for them. But I always love watching you guys work as a team with a really great fourth chair, because I think you operate on a different level than when we have a guest on the show. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want you to talk about us more.
You're all very talented, and obviously some of you are carrying the other people.
Hello.
But you know, sometimes we have a great guest and they're really game, but you have to be more than game as a guest. It can't just be that you're ready to play. What you really want is a great guest who can improvise, and it's intimidating to step on that stage with you guys. And I know it because I've been friends with some of the guests, and they're terrified to come out there because you guys are so good at what you do, and you're always very generous with them. It's always exciting when a guest is like, they come out and they surprise everybody. But it is typically a surprise because you guys have been doing it so long, you're so good at it. So sometimes I feel the best shows are the shows with you guys, a strong fourth chair who's a great improviser. Those are my favorite shows. That's just me.
That's a good point. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe you guys feel differently.
I was going to say Stephen Miller, so I may have to change my.
Stephen Miller?
Miller Band?
Stephen Miller?
Steve Miller Band?
Yeah.
Or Stephen Miller, Trump Stephen Miller.
Yeah, him.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. I'd like him here too. I would like you to stick
I really haven't delved into yet.
I would just like to see you use somebody's headphones as a stethoscope and stick them into Stephen Miller's asshole. That would be great. That would be my pitch.
Be a great echo.
That guy's got a great echo.
His anal echo is. Mwah,
Oh,
Joshua Hughes, do you ever rewatch old Who's Line and think, why did I say that? Anybody?
There
Yeah,
are a lot of better things where I thought, oh, I have a better line than that one. Why did I say that?
Right.
20 years later.
Sometimes it's too much. I didn't need to put young in front of Joe Pesci.
Yes. You did use a lot of descriptives in the early days, I remember.
Jonathan, you?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I'm reading.
The one that's right in front of us?
Good question.
The one that's on the screen, Jonathan. The one that's on the screen.
Oh, right there. Do you ever watch old thing? My memory of being on the show is just that I grab things and I lick Colin and I run over here and I run over there and then nothing else I remember. It's just a fast licking, running time.
I'm glad I'm making part of the experience for you.
Well, I always want to
Sex with Colin.
I want to thank Jonathan for falling off the back of the stage and banging.
Oh, yeah.
Because it really took all the focus off my breaking the light thing.
Yeah,
I will also
there's a
say,
big cushion there too. Because if that cushion had not, oh God.
It looked bad.
for people at home, here's a behind the scenes note. They sometimes step off stage immediately and say, oh, why did I just say that? They don't need to realize. No.
Right.
Immediately after they say it, they go, why would I say that? I don't know why.
You can usually, if you're at home, you can tell after we say something, if there's no laugh at all, that's usually where we're thinking it.
Exactly. Arctic Turn. Yeah, remember that.
Arctic Turn.
Yeah. Actually,
Tapioca.
Tapioca, I have to say, was the one where usually I know why you break up at something. For that, I had no idea.
It was more about your impression than it was about the word.
I wasn't really doing it.
Because if you're doing him, here's basically what you're, and that's not him. That's Mrs. Ricardo. That's who you're not.
That's
really
what I was
doing.
trying to do, but you thought I was doing Colonel Clink.
I did. No, yes, I did actually. So yeah, it was more the inflection than it was the word.
Man, I wish I had shares in Google.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like hand holding this camera because then I can get close-ups and I can get like 2 shots.
I understand why he's sideways because he's on the phone. So my browser decided to make him actress. I get it now. Is everybody on Chrome but me? I'm only one else who's a GDI on Firefox.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. I'll figure it out eventually.
Wayne Brady was the fox on Masked Singer. I pretty much thought from the first time I heard you sing, I thought, oh, it's Wayne. Although some people thought it was, I was about to say, thought it was Red Fox. That's not true.
You big dummy.
It'd be horrific if they thought it was Red Fox.
Colin heard the voice. He thought it's like the fluttering touch of a familiar lover. It's a lover's touch I've felt so many times. That voice washing over me.
They thought it was Jamie Foxx, right?
Yes.
A lot of people, yeah.
Red
they?
Fox. Red Fox.
Yeah.
Michael J. They thought it was Michael J.
Wayne, what was that experience like, singing inside that costume and sweating hot balls for all that time?
Well, I was used to it because I'd done that when I was a kid working at Disney. So I'd already been in a costume. So I kind of knew what to expect. It was everybody else in their pampered showbiz life, all of a sudden slapped with a mask and actually having to get out there and dance and perform. That like shocked a couple systems.
Right. I mean, you're just such a pro too. Like that's the other thing people might not know about these guys. All of them is they're so used to performing on a dime and being great on a dime and also under duress, like quickly and then also under pressure. So I imagine that show was just cake for you. I feel like because people don't see the tapings, they don't know that these guys have turned out like this incredible like volume of comedy. Like you guys are just like funny for hours, like relentlessly funny, and it's hot, and we can't eat and we can't pee. We're filled with urine.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I have a catheter under the table, but you guys are filled with urine up there on the stage, and you just.
For that, I should have negotiated for a catheter.
You should have negotiated for a catheter. I mean, if we do another season.
Did you stay on a dime or for a dime?
Both?
On a dime and also for a dime. And then also they make you give the dime back when you leave the studio.
That's right.
Has anyone else here had to dress up like an animal?
In what
Like,
sense?
In life or
Like a
during sex?
commercial or a show? Jonathan, I would think you for sure.
Yep, for a commercial, for a local commercial in Orlando, Florida.
I love that caller was like, it had to be you, and you're like, it definitely was.
Did you call her? Did you?
I did. For Uncle Fred's Chicken in Vancouver, they were opening the store.
Did you have like a contract with Uncle Fred's for like radio?
Oh, here's the weird part. The publicist would drive me in my costume, which was an extra foot above my head, to radio stations for interviews. So I'd be on radio, dressed as a chicken, while they interviewed me, and all I could do was go, "Quack, quack."
Wow.
Every answer?
Yep. I got attacked by a Doberman, and a homeless person gave me a quarter and said, "Here, man, you need this more than me."
Wow.
Are we still streaming on your YouTube channel? Wayne, I just want to let people know who might not be watching yet, but
Yes,
Yep.
we're streaming live right
official Wayne Brady.
Christine.
Question.
Official Wayne Brady?
Yes, the official Wayne Brady. Christine,
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Longest day. How much time to tape one episode? I would say what, 6 hours?
Really?
No, we can only go to 10:30, right?
But we started like six. Oh no, you're right. So like
It's like 4.5, yeah.
4.5 to 5.
Because of union rules, the crew.
Oh
No, we start at 5. Don't we start at 5 or 5:30?
Oh yeah, yeah. We come in.
We start
We
at
come
5
in
and we're
early.
done by 10:30. We take like a 15-minute break in the middle, and it's solid games for these boys the whole time. And I honestly have a real question, guys. I have a real fucking question about that 10:30 hard out. What other show have you ever been on in your entire career? You guys all have illustrious, varied careers where everybody was literally pissing in your coffee to finish right on the hard out. Ever. On any other show. It's never fucking happened.
Yeah.
But never. There's grace on everything. We're going to go 10 minutes over. Oh, we're going to wrap an hour. This is the only show in my 30-year career, guys. I'm 70, where we were all going to turn into fucking pumpkins at 10:31. And people were fucking sweating bullets every time. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
We
That's my rant.
actually could have been done with that show in 2 hours.
We could. We could.
Yeah, we could.
It's just they try to fill to 10:30, right?
Yeah.
And then the last 5 minutes, everybody's acting like the fucking Khaleesi's dragon is about to smoke us all outside if we don't get 3 more applause breaks. I don't know. Hi,
That was
I'm
Game of Thrones, Ryan. Game of Thrones happened.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what takes the time? I think what takes that time is we get multiple shows, so we have to do all those pickups, all those intros, and all that stuff. But
Don't be reasonable, Ryan.
It sucks. It really sucks.
It's also quicker than a lot of sitcoms. Sitcoms can go on for what?
That's true.
Yeah,
Right?
Friends used to have 2 audiences. They'd have an audience, they'd get rid of that audience and bring in another audience.
Yeah.
I actually did it, and it was even more sinister than that. So they wouldn't let you, like if you left, you couldn't come back. So it was really like they just had a line of human beings who were dying to watch Friends. And as the audience would expire and someone would go like, I need to smoke, or I need to pee, or I need to breathe fresh air, they would just lock that human being out and let a fresh human being in. So it was like a constantly cycling audience. And they would see them, but
real friends don't do that.
I was actually just watching you on Friends bloopers. Because my wife and daughter, big Friends fans, big fans of the show that was up against Whose Line Is It Anyway for the entire run. Big fans of Friends. They both loved you. And so I had to sit through some of those.
That must have been insufferable for you. I apologize. Did you see the abject terror in my eyes in every take where I was like, oh God, help.
It was you and Ross and Greg Kinnear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are funny bloopers. Those are really good ones. Greg Kinnear is great.
Someone just, I didn't click it in time because it scrolled past, but someone said they saw the piano and they asked if I could play the piano, the one behind me. So, you guys mind if I jump
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Jonathan. Wow. That's impressive. Wow.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh yeah!
And you did it without hurting yourself.
I did.
Barely.
Jonathan always looks like he's just on the verge of a serious accident. It's like when Aisha used to run down the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah! You would be on the verge of you'd be on the edge of your seat. I know.
Everybody was ready. Yeah.
It was
I'm
like
a giraffe.
in Fantasia.
Yes, I'm not a gazelle. I'm like Bambi on the ice. It's going to end with my mother dying. Okay.
Well, you went to flat shoes at the end, but you used to wear heels and stuff when we started.
I did.
Yeah.
I
No
know.
reason for that. No reason for that at
I
all.
was subscribing to these bullshit social, sexual norms, man. Not anymore. Just big butch shoes that get me down the stairs.
That's right.
These are the hard-hitting stories people want to know about.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with your living room, Jonathan.
Remember that time that Colin drank too much and he vomited just before we were about to be introduced?
Oh, fun. I missed that.
Me too.
You guys are so gullible. Really?
No.
Yeah, he just let her. Yeah, everything went out.
No, it was. I never got drunk, but it was just heroin.
Wayne, click on the microphone, on the camera mic button in the bottom, and then see if you can adjust your mic because you're still super low.
Ooh. Oh, at the bottom, under cam mic, under the little settings.
Yeah,
the
camera
gears,
mic. If you click on that and go to audio,
Uh-huh.
make sure it says internal built in so that you're not.
Ah, yeah.
How's this?
Maybe that's.
Oh, that's a
Ooh, hello.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Can
Hey,
you put
Rick
an-
Reed.
You're back.
Rick wants to-
push a French accent?
who are each of your comedic role models? God, that was great.
Okay.
Really good.
All right.
Like an episode of Westworld.
So who were your role models? Let's start with Ryan.
I think maybe Jerry Lewis I used to watch a lot when I was really little. And then I think like Tim Conway,
Yeah.
Bob Newhart, Dane Cook.
Interesting group.
Yeah. Dane Cook.
That's they're all
Those are probably
They're all good.
the
They're all
four that influenced me the most.
Great.
I can see
Great.
all of them in your work.
Colin, what about you?
When I was a kid, I was a big Bob Hope fan. His early movies, the movies he did with Bing Crosby, the road movies, his radio shows, I would listen to. Not at the time they had been taped because I was younger than that.
Right.
But Dick Van Dyke was someone. Tim Conway and Harvey Korman. Jonathan Winters, I thought was amazing. So many, there was just so many. Anyone who made me laugh, I would kind of watch and then steal their things. John Cleese.
I think I come from the same school. I grew up watching a lot of PBS and a lot of reruns on PBS of the Carol Burnett Show. But I grew up. I think I'm still one of the only kids that grew up in the hood that can say that they watched reruns of Ernie Kovacs and
Wow.
and I knew who Zero Mostel was when I was 8, 9. I grew up watching a British sketch comedy called The Goodies.
One just died recently, one of the goodies.
Really,
Tim.
that's the first sketch comedy that I clicked with. That I went, oh, these guys are doing like things that aren't normal TV things. And then I watched Dave Allen, the old stand-up, and he did sketch. Benny Hill, and then a lot of Richard Pryor and Whoopi Goldberg and John Leguizamo was kind of my gold standard of doing a bunch of characters.
He's really funny in that zombie movie.
What?
He does a really bad zombie movie.
Does he?
Which zombie movie is that, Colin?
Is the one with Bill Murray?
No, it's the one where they fire the fireworks up in the sky and that attracts them.
This is
Oh.
a great story, Ryan.
No, Dawn of the Dead, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I might have dreamt that.
House Bunny?
Yes, I think it was House Bunny.
Wayne, who is that dog?
This is Pia.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
Pia.
that's Pia. Okay, I remember Pia.
She wants to see it. There.
Oh. Hello, Ralph. Hello, Sam.
Yeah, right. Oh, and Bugs Bunny. Any of
Bugs Bunny, big influence, yeah.
good comedic timing. I think all of us are influenced by those Bugs Bunny cartoons whenever we do the physical humor.
Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
Aisha, did anyone inspire you?
You know, I did not understand that comedy was a job until I was an adult. Like, I remember now that when I was a kid, my dad would take me to see, like, I saw Live on the Sunset Strip in the theater. So I know who my influences were, right? It was Pryor, and it was Red Fox, and then later when I was like in middle school, it was Eddie Murphy. But I just didn't understand that was like a job. I thought that those people were like magic aliens that had fallen from the sky and were just like naturally expositorily funny. And I just did not understand that was like a job that you could have. So I didn't really figure out that I wanted to be a comedian until I was in college. I was insane. Yes, I was a really nerdy kid. I would like very minimal exposure to the outside world outside of books. And I just remember, like, I didn't figure out until I was in college, and a comedian came to my school, just like some guy, and he was really funny. I don't remember who he was, and I was like, oh my god, like I could do this for a living. That I understood, you know, that like it was something I could do. And then I saw Stephen Wright that year, and you know, Stephen Wright was so dry and like analytical and mathematical. I was like, oh, I could see he was brilliant, but I could also see the writing. I could see like, oh, he built this. Like I can go and I can build something, because I was a very like mathy, sciencey kid. But I mean, definitely when I started being a stand-up, I just wanted to be, honestly, Mark Maron, because I was like, Mark Maron just, he gets on stage and tells a story. It just feels like you went to his house and you're having a beer, and I wanted to be the kind of comedian for whom the show wasn't really flashy. It was just like a conversation. And then I realized now it was also what Pryor did, which is like, let me tell you the truth. Let me just sit up here and tell you the truth about my life. And what will be exciting for you isn't just that it's funny. The funny thing is that it's kind of incidental to the part where I just tell you the truth about who I am. And we connect because some part of my truth is similar to some experience that you had. But I mean, I honestly didn't get there until I was like in my 20s. I was just like, Richard Pryor is just like a magician. A magician who set himself on fire smoking crack. I mean, like, who else can do that? Nobody.
Flash.
I didn't get it until I was really old.
Middle school Eddie Murphy.
I'm so young, guys.
I don't even know who was middle school called. That was probably like Carol Burnett, wasn't it?
Middle school.
Mom's Mabley.
No,
Mom's
wasn't it?
Mabley, Buster Keaton.
Jonathan, what about you?
Letterman, Newhart, and Steve Martin. The trifecta.
Those are all good ones, yeah.
Yeah. And Mr. Green Jeans.
Yes.
Aww.
Yes. No.
No, Mr. Moose was more the comedic
Oh,
genius.
right.
Ooh, I just dropped out.
I don't know the first time we met. I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I remember.
Oh,
Ryan,
when Harry met
It had to be
Sally.
at theater sports, I'm sure.
yeah, Ryan was a stand-up, and the comedy place he worked at tried to do some improv. So they brought a couple of people from the improv group that I was with,
That's right.
and
But I don't remember
then
the first time we worked together, though.
no, well, I think we were so coked up.
I remember we, well,
Guys,
We both-
Hollywood
by
is
the way,
a
we
terrible
both
place.
got kicked out of theater sports. Okay.
There's no cocaine in Canada.
It was a suspension.
They kicked us out of theater sports and took our pictures off the wall, and then we both got Who's Line, and then when we went back, our pictures were back up on the wall.
Wait a second. First of all, that's the best story I've ever heard in my life, and I need you to go back and not
That
yada
would
yada
be-
the part.
no, that would be
Why
nice.
did you get thrown out? What did you do?
The best story you had ever heard is my farting story on British Airlines. That's the best story.
Okay, so second best.
All right,
Second
no,
best
this is a
story.
good story.
Which story?
The
How you got
farting on
kicked out of-
the plane.
Oh, the
Heading to
second one.
London.
I've told everybody this story, haven't I?
I've never heard it.
I was flying to do Who's Line on British Airways, and they fly you first class. It was on a jumbo, and Courtney Cox was flying at the same time, and Bryan Adams were all in the lounge. And we got on the plane, and it was a night flight. And I don't know why, but on the way they served chicken vindaloo to everybody, and they were in kind of those beds. And I had really bad gas to the point where like it got so bad that I had to get up and leave for a while. But I just pretended like I was asleep, and of course you couldn't hear who it was coming from. I can't do that. I can't do the movement though, Colin. I can't do it by holding the phone.
Hold the phone up like this. Oh, hello.
Hey!
But anyway,
I
saw her call. I could do it. I saw her call the stewardess, and the stewardess went over to her seat, and she went, and she just smelled the air. And the only one awake was Bryan Adams reading, and I know she blamed it on Bryan Adams. But it was bad. But why would you serve chicken vindaloo on a flight? Hey, Chip. Hey, Chip. But Chip has the funniest story ever.
Wait a second. I heard the fart story was on, so I logged on.
It takes a couple minutes. It takes a couple minutes to tell, so you really have to give him time, though. Okay, but can he do it for you?
What are you
Is it a fart story?
Chip, do the story about when you got your new boots.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, tell that story, Chip, please.
Hijack this. I just got here.
Yeah, no, tell the story though, please.
No, but
Real quickly, my comedy heroes were the older comedians like Ryan and Colin.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's so nice, Chip. Thank you.
So old.
So nice.
Vintage.
No, honestly, one you guys missed. I'm down with everyone you said. They were all there. Robin was another, and I realized Hawkeye Pierce. I just grew up wanting to talk
yeah.
be that quick. Anyway, the story. This is. I'm gonna blow through this thing. Here we go.
You can't blow through it though. It doesn't work when you blow through it.
All right.
Slow it down towards the end. Just slow it down.
I'm gonna tell it Ryan's way. Is that better?
Yeah.
That's what I said. He's sideways.
Not like that. You two are the only two who see me like that.
Yeah.
Indication.
So when my parents, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but my parents divorced when I was in about getting ready to go in third grade, and we moved to a pretty upper middle class area. My mom being a single mom, we were not upper middle class. We weren't super poor or nothing. I'm not playing that card, but we didn't have what all my preppy friends had for sure. And two of the things I did not have was some real leather boots. They all had khakis and nice sweaters and real leather boots. I didn't even really have boots. I just had tennis shoes. And seriously, when it snowed, my mom would give us bread bags, and you would put bread bags over your tennis shoes so they didn't get wet in the snow. And you'd go out and go sled riding. And the other thing I did not have was a proper sled. We would just find a sheet of plastic or a lid to a garbage can or something like that. And so one year, and we lived right just a few blocks from this amazing temple with terraced hills that just went down forever, the place to sled ride. As soon as it snowed, everybody knew that everybody would be there. The younger folks would all be doing the sled riding. The middle schoolers were the ones that were they were up at the top. The high schoolers were they were the ones that were standing around the oil drum, warming their hands, smoking cigarettes, acting cool as shit. And we would just look at them and just wish we could be a part of that world. So anyway, I wake up Christmas morning, and that Christmas morning under the tree, leather boots, and a flexible flyer.
Sorry, that's me, guys. I have gas. I apologize. I had chicken vindaloo today.
So I get to go to sled riding with my boots and my sled, and I go, and all my friends are at the temple, and everybody's on the hill, and I got to have some of the best 20 minutes of my life until my friend Amy asked if she could borrow my sled, and I said, of course, Amy. And so she got on at the top, and she started going down, and at the bottom, I should tell you, there was a long flat straightaway before it dropped off like 10 feet down to a major street. You just had to turn before you went to the major street. It was very safe. You just had to turn. Amy's going faster, 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 not turning. And I'm going, turn, Amy, turn. She doesn't turn. She just rolls off of the sled. And the sled just takes off on its own, goes off that little jump, lands in the street, and a bus immediately goes, shuk, shuk. and my flexible flyer is now just shards of wood and metal, just scraps of nothing. And I'm trying not to cry. I'm in about 4th or 5th grade, just trying to hold my shit together. And I go down there and I look at it, and everybody's going, "Oh, dude!" And I pick it all up in my arms like a broken baby it was. And suddenly I got this idea, and I look at the top of the hill at all the 8th and 9th graders around that oil drum. So I carry my sled all the way to the top. The boots I got, by the way, they weren't real leather boots like everybody else. These were pleather, that kind of rubberized, vulcanized, looks like leather, not so much leather. But at least I had those. So I go back to the top of the hill, and I give them all my wood, and they're like, "Little dude, that's awesome. Dude, he broke his sled. He's going to let us burn his sled, everybody." So I took what was lemons and turned it into lemonade. And I was standing next to this gorgeous 8th grade girl, and she was being so friendly, and they all felt so bad. And we're just there, and things are good again, and life is maybe not as bad as it was. When all of a sudden, she says, "What's that smell?" And the guy beside her looks down and goes, "Dude, your boots." And the toes of my boots had melted, stuck flat to the hot oil drum with the fire. I was like, "Oh my God, my boots!" And I get up and I'm pulling my feet away from the oil drum, but they stick to it like taffy, and they just stretch for like 2 or 3 feet until the cold air makes them snap. And now I've got elfin boots that curl at the toes. All these teenagers pointing and laughing. And I slowly walked home with no sled and melted elf boots. And I walked in the door, and my mom was like, "I don't even want it."
You're adopted.
That was my golden day.
Oh man, nice.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan.
I'm relieved, Chip, because when the girl said, "What's that smell?" I thought that you had shit your pants when your sled exploded and you just didn't remember.
Well, they had
And
served, why did they serve chicken vindaloo on the hill? I did not.
Right.
The fucking Vindaloo, man. It haunts you.
Oh my God,
That's a great story.
Still scarred. Still scarred.
It's a great story.
How you guys doing? I miss you guys. It's good to see you even this way.
How's the family?
Everybody's good. We're I saw you got a dog there. I got a puppy here somewhere. We got a brand new puppy, and that brings a little joy and light and insanity to the house. And so we're good. We're here in Nashville, stayed in Nashville, and
Yeah, we got 2. Just ate 1. It's things are tense up here.
yeah. Where are you right now? Toronto?
Toronto.
Prison.
Why are things tense?
Just because I ate the dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
I overreacted.
I didn't hear that part.
Granted.
What is that?
You guys all have children too. All of you have children, right? Everybody.
Well, mine are all grown.
Yeah. You may have. You just don't know about it.
Great. It's great at my house. It's great at my house. I'm just doing drugs and DoorDash and hookers, guys. It's been a really, really enjoyable quarantine.
Kids don't keep you from doing that.
Are you sure?
You can do that with kids.
Don't you know? I should have a kid then. Somebody to send out to get the drugs for me when I'm doing hooker.
Yeah, of course.
Luke Picard. Well, hey Chip, what's it like to be part of the game Greatest Hits?
Could you read the question with a French accent, please? It's the greatest. I honestly love it. And doing it with Wayne Brady, that's as good as it gets, man. It just is it's sometimes it feels like strapping into one of those bungee cord things where they bring the thing down on you and you're just like that. That's what it feels like. And of course, Laura and Linda are as good as it gets. And so you know you got a good song going on behind you. You know you have a ridiculous as hell title from those guys.
Didn't we have a trumpet player at one time?
Saxophone.
We had sax.
Right.
The
I could have swore she played a trumpet one time.
I think Linda did. Like Linda plays
Yeah.
a stupid amount of instruments.
Right.
Yeah.
The bungee analogy is really, really good because I've done it with the bungee too, like in the videos where they pass out halfway through. So we'll start singing like, oh.
My favorite moments whenever I've done it is when the moments you're so sure about something and you really think you've got something. That's always the moments when I found out that I was singing about a professor and I should have been singing about a doctor, or the moments that you really think you've got it. It's the moments you're on the edge and you don't know what you're doing that turn out the best. It's the moments you're like, oh, I got this, that you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But with Wayne there, you can stop anytime, or people, also the dance breaks. That's like, I don't know how many people out there know that when you're out of words, that's when we dance.
That's a miracle.
That's true in my real life, by the way. If I just run out of shit to say, son, it's like...
You know, I'm just looking at myself, and I feel I should be advertising Six Flags.
Oh, maybe a little bit. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
That's a new impression.
I'm set.
So I don't remember. We don't know what's coming up on the show tonight, do we? I don't remember what games we did, of course. So
I don't know if there's a special.
No, because like,
I know.
I don't remember at all. I was wondering about
it's
that.
stuff fourth seat, but like this is stuff that's been cut together from like previous tapings. So
did the first one with Chip have greatest hits?
You're asking people who have no idea. Did you do greatest hits?
Yeah, there he is.
Oh my God, that was well done, Chip.
Oh.
Well done.
First of all, what was I thinking bringing that up?
I can't wait for the Six Flags hoedown.
I wore a black suit once, and Jeff Davis told me I looked like the guy from Phantasm.
Let me pull that up.
You obviously look like Abraham Lincoln, and any other reference is
The guy from
also
Phantasm was a good. It was a good one.
You played Lincoln once, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Was that one of your early sketches, your Lincoln sketch?
No, I think I played it in a Second City sketch, and
Yeah.
then I played it on Dharma and Greg too.
When
Actually,
Lincoln was at the theater.
right.
What kind of music does everybody listen to?
Oh.
Wayne listens to everything. Wayne listens to every kind of music. And then whenever there is a genre suggestion on a song, with the game that's called Song, because we like original names for our games. He's like Song, Sparks, or Greatest Hits. He's heard every song. He knows every single song.
But I don't know the lyrics to any of them, which is why I make it up.
That's
You don't need to. You just need to know how it sounds. You don't need to actually know anything. The moment I realized that, like,
basically spends his time with the Gordon Lightfoot.
Or Enya.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
All three of them great Canadians.
Oh, that's true.
Enya's Irish. Enya is Irish.
Neither is Engelbert Humperdinck.
I remember like my first season on the show, that we were playing Greatest Hits, and then there was a suggestion. It was like a topic, and then the song style was hip hop, and the singer was Nicki Minaj. And then like a second later, like Wayne was like doing the song, making up lyrics, and dancing and singing like Nicki Minaj. And I was like, these people are insane. They were just like I said, they're just operating at a level that's just like so much higher than everybody else in the world. All of them, I mean, Jonathan too, even though he hit his head a while ago and he's never been okay since then. Just their comedy level is just like they're on 11 all the time.
He also got shot in the eye on the same show.
Oh geez.
What?
How's that glass eye working for you, Jonathan?
Remember that ping pong ball gun thing?
Yes. What did it shoot out of?
A ping pong firing gun thing.
Okay, yeah.
You pumped it, you pumped it in the air, made it, one of those.
Ping pong firing.
I was sitting watching the show, and then I wasn't in it, and it was,
Right.
Has Ryan been hurt the most in the show? Because we had Chip jump on your back.
I jumped on his back. He hit his head on the neon.
I
Yeah.
think Chip knew too. I just think he wanted more shows.
I felt so bad. I thought you were a normal strength human.
No,
No.
no.
You realize he was feeble, very feeble. Very weak.
Chip felt horrible. Like I remember when it happened, you came back because you're like, guys, oh my God, you were real world.
Like that had to be like over 10 years ago.
You're
wasn't it?
right, exactly right, Wayne. But meanwhile, we're doing an improv show. But I'm like,
Right.
if I hurt
Right.
you permanently, can you walk? How is your pelvis? Yeah,
That's when my back was really
Ryan,
bad.
it was over 20 years ago.
What was that?
It was over 20 years ago.
No,
I thought
No, it
he
was
was
not,
old
was
when
it?
I did it to him.
It was. It was like 98.
well, that would have been the first year of the ABC version, right?
Wow.
Like 98 and 99.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was. It would have been that. Yeah.
It was around there.
Also,
Yeah.
know, Chip, that no matter how much you injured Ryan, you couldn't have hurt him as much as every time he's had to eat sour cream during Helping Hands.
No, the worst
So-
one was Colin had a little bowl of cocktail onions, and they were simmering in their own juice, and he poured the entire thing down my throat.
Oh my
About 20
God.
cocktail onions with like it's sitting in cocktail juice.
Oh,
Did he get a laugh?
That's all that matters.
If I didn't get Corona,
That's his.
we wouldn't be able to do Helping Hands now. You wouldn't be able to get things in my mouth and stuff with this Corona.
I'm fairly clean.
some of these games are going to change.
Barely.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
No, remember you guys started doing hand disinfectant like maybe like season 3 of our version of the show. Like,
Yeah, it occurred to
season
me.
3, you
It
started
occurred to me in
Purelling.
the 18th season. Maybe he should clean his hands a bit.
You can't do moving bodies.
There's not a single thing in your body that hasn't been in your body. You two have been like a
Oh, yeah,
husband.
You guys-
immunity to each other.
You guys are patient zero for coronavirus, obviously.
That's true.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
yeah.
one of the things we're patient zero for.
Whose strain is it anyway?
Let's take one more question, and then we should wrap it up so everyone could get to the TVs and watch.
Yes.
On the East Coast.
13 minutes till the premiere on the East Coast. I'm moving to the question.
And 2 weeks in a row, we've been the highest rated show in the CW. That's
I
like
know.
the highest
That's
rated,
Is that right?
like a real network.
We're the highest rated show on CW.
Yeah.
Right now.
For the last 2 weeks. Well, they've got nothing else playing.
Oh, right. Now.
And after Supernatural goes off the air, we are the longest running show on the CW.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, boys, that's nice.
James, you wish to bring
All
back.
right.
Hey, let me pitch one thing. My Outer Banks show just came out. We're on Netflix. We were number 2 or 3.
Wait,
Nice.
you're in that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man! I gotta watch it now.
No spoilers. I improvised my entire role. No, I didn't.
Did
I
you?
believe you. I believe you.
I
Completely.
thought your career was pretty much done after Who's Line. I'm so shocked.
Yeah, Colin had no idea where you went. He was saying
Nobody's
everywhere.
more shocked than me. I was at Six Flags.
You know what's so weird is my wife said, Chip is my new TV boyfriend from Nashville. I went,
Huh.
You can't have someone that we know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's TV
That is
cheating.
that's a fundamental rule of your hall pass. It cannot be somebody that you actually know.
No, but
Right.
apparently it was Chip from Nashville and Ryan from 2.5 Men.
Agree to disagree.
Oh,
Really?
wow. Problematic. Deeply problematic.
Hmm.
Mhm.
He had a slight stroke.
Chip was sexy as hell on Nashville, so I get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I gotta say,
thank
Deacon.
you, Wayne Brady.
Power.
Blushing.
Since we're promoting our project, on Tuesdays and Fridays, I do a happy hour for charity. It's at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
I make a different classic cocktail every Tuesday and Friday, and we raise money for a different COVID-focused charity. So if you guys are missing your together time in your local bar or pub, come to me on Aisha Tyler and make a drink with you, and then we feature a different COVID-focused charity. I don't know what the next one's going to be, but we've done work for American Red Cross, International Rescue Committee, Direct Relief, and lots of other charities that focus very specifically on helping people who are displaced or suffering because of the COVID crisis. So let's all get drunk together for charity, guys. What's
When
that?
is it again?
It's on Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And I post on my socials, which is Aisha Tyler, and I make a donation at the end of every happy hour. And then people are invited to, but they don't have to feel obligated to do anything. But I also make sure that I tell people if they're in crisis where they can get help, because that's a big part of the happy hours. If you're suffering and you need assistance, I try to promote organizations that are helping people in every state, not just people who are homeless, not just people who are displaced, but if you just are in economic crisis, there's lots of help out there. Despite the mayhem on the news, there are organizations out there that are helping people.
That's lovely.
Good job.
I'm not doing anything for anybody. Help myself.
You know those Canadians, they do for themselves first.
Well, really quick, if you please go to watch Whose Line tonight. In fact, there are 2 episodes back to back. Two.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, there's 2 new episodes tonight?
No, I think there's a rerun, right, Jonathan? Is that the way that it goes? Like
I think it's one new one, one rerun, and then we won. And then we won on Friday.
We always win. We won.
Hey! So check out Whose Line tonight, and you can also see Jonathan and myself on BYU TV on Wayne Brady's Comedy IQ, and go and support some kids and watch the new generation of improv talent, do their thing. So we're gonna wrap it up for this week, y'all. Thank you so much.
I have one plug. I'm on America's Most Wanted next Saturday.
Sweet.
Yes.
And
No.
Six Flags will be up and running soon. Don't worry, kids.
It's perfect.
Do the ears again. Ready? Let's go. Y'all are fools.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not.
Chip, I'm
Always
so
love
happy
you for you
man. I
guys.
love you.
Great to see you, love you, Wayne. Take care, boys. Bye,
Love
guys.
to the family.
We'll see you guys.
Everybody.
Thanks for watching us.
Oh my God.
So the broadcast